nervous and scared because I already had another baby and I didn't know what I was going to do with another one on the way. So I was like panicking about living situations and like money because I didn't have a job, so it was very overwhelming. I heard about CareNet through a friend, and then she told me to come here because they talk to you on one-on-one and tell you exactly how to figure out what you're going to do and then go from there.
Hi, I'm Jessica. This is my son Cody, and I found out when I was pregnant, well, before I knew I was pregnant, took a home pregnancy test, and then came up positive. I wasn't sure, so I looked up phone numbers in the phone book to figure out if I was quite sure because I wasn't new to the area. So, and then I found CareNet, I called them, they're very nice, and they made an appointment, and then we came in, they're very generous, and I just felt like home, pretty much. And then they gave me a pregnancy test, it was positive, so I was pregnant. Then they offered me an ultrasound, which was cool because I got to see the baby. Then I came in for that appointment. That was pretty cool because they printed me out pictures and all that.
How I first found out about the program was in a women's Bible study that my church runs at one of my girlfriend's houses. And I knew immediately that God had put her in my life for that reason because I knew that she was working here. And I knew I so desperately needed something with regards to the healing of those abortions that absolutely destroyed me. And she had, well, it was a while after I met her that I found out that they were running the class, because she would mention little things about CareNet and how she was enjoying it, but I all the time knew that somewhere down the road Jesus had planned for me to do something with that, the healing of it. And she told me about the class, and I couldn't commit right away because of school and family obligations. But when I finally did commit, my husband was a little bit nervous that I was taking on too much, and I probably was, but I really wanted it, and I really knew I needed it. And she kept introducing it to me until I finally committed, and I finally got through the class. And I missed a couple of classes, but I made them up because I knew I needed to. And I was fearful about joining the group because I didn't want to connect with anybody. I was afraid of that. You know, I had been hurt so many times. The low self-esteem and the feeling of worthlessness regarding those abortions left me not wanting to connect with people. You know what I mean? And I did do it because I knew I needed it for myself, but I really never expected to connect with the other women in the group or the facility.
I talked to my parents, like my mom anyway, because all I have is my mom, but when I talked to her, she wanted me to get the abortion just because of how bad Nick was being to me. Plus, I didn't know if I was going to be able to live there because of having 2 children there. So then I was like, well, Mom, you need to talk to Leo, which is my mom's boyfriend, and try to figure out if I could stay there, because I didn't want to be like 9 months pregnant, oh my God, am I going to not be able to live here? Am I going to be able to? And then Patty told me about the maternity home in Norwich, and she was like, oh, you can go there. And I was like, oh, phew, I feel a lot better. Like, I was like, okay, I'll be able to live there with my 2 kids. I won't have to get an abortion, and everything will be okay. And then, like, finally, I talked to my mom, and I got the courage to actually talk to my mom's boyfriend, and I'm still at my parents' house, so. When she told me about her story, and then she told me that sometimes when you get abortions, like, it's harder to have another baby. And I love kids. I have my other daughter, and I don't want it to be hard to have babies because I love them. If you want an abortion, you should be able to know every little detail, like, this is what's going to happen at this time, this is what you're going to feel after or before, and they don't tell you any of that at all.
So now I'm in, like, the learning process of it all, and they're teaching me a lot of good stuff. And then they offered me diapers and all that, and furniture, which really helped because I didn't have a job at the time. So they're really helpful. So without them, I don't know where I'd be right now. So without CareNet, I don't know where this world would be. Thank you.
Brooke, and she's going to be 7 months old on the 20th, and she wouldn't be here if it wasn't for CareNet. If I didn't come here, I probably most likely wouldn't have had Brooke. Or if I would have had Brooke, I probably would have been struggling because I wouldn't have came here, and I wouldn't have talked to Sarah or Patty or had them help me through it and tell me, like, it's going to be okay. There's help out there. There's people to talk to you. So I'm glad that